So the way under the leg works in what I consider to be an easy and I think intuitive fashion, but this may not be intuitive for other people, is that there's an opening where you enter and then there's an exit. And typically the opening is between your legs, either from the front like this or from the back like this. So the one that we just did, it was the right hand from underhand. Now, you can come from the back, and what you did was you basically did this version where you slip it between your legs behind the right one, and then you lifted your right leg and moved it back to get the movement, right? So that's from that side. I don't know if this side is better view. So you did that. Okay, now if you wanted to do the other version of it, so the poi still does this figure eight. It's just now I'm going to do the figure eight. I'm going to do it where I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to move my leg forward. So it'll be like this, and then I move forward. Like this, and I move forward. So there's the entry and the exit. The entry, 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 the exit. So it's all the same. The difficulty of it is subjective, relative, and contextual. Because it's very rare that you're just, oh, here, let me line myself up. I'm gonna get my legs ready. Okay, I'm gonna get it in there. Okay, that's just not how you do it in flow, right? So what you're coming out of is often going to determine how difficult it is to get into the next thing that you're going into. In theory, you should be able to do all of them coming from in front of the leg or behind the leg. So even though last week what we did was that from the front, in theory, I should be able to do that like that from the back, which, there you go. So same concept, it's just, you know, different plane, but same figure eight. So this is a front to back figure eight coming from front to back, or back to front to back, back to front. Whereas this is a side plane figure eight coming from left to right in front of the leg versus left to right behind the leg. Well, it alternates legs how I just did it, but there may be a way to do it. I mean, that was just the first thing that I came up with. I'm not going to say that because I alternated legs there, you have to alternate legs. That's just the first thing I came up with. Everything you could do, you can probably do both ways, going either, if you're on the front and back plane, going from front to back and back to front, or if you're on the side plane, going from in front of your leg to behind your leg, or from behind your leg to in front of your leg as you're crossing. So that just makes it really much more complicated. And more awesome, because there's all kinds of possibilities. And then what ends up happening is you can use them all in turns as well. Woo! I saw you a minute ago do the weave, I'll call it the weave march. So you have it going under each of the legs, but then you can turn 360 or 180 coming out from underneath the leg. So this will, I'll turn to the right here, coming under my left leg, and the left here, coming under my right leg. So I find that what's helpful if you're trying to go around the full 360, you went left poi under right leg. If you're trying to do the 360, when the hand comes out and you move the leg to the other side, as you're coming around, you immediately push off to continue the motion with the poi so that you can get around the 360 with the weave turnaround. You did the left under the right leg. So next do the right under the left leg and do the 360. And one thing that I think can help is as you bring, so if you look at me from this angle, if I'm turning to my right, as my left foot comes down, I've already begun to turn on my right foot, and I'm already rotating my left foot to push myself off to get around. Because remember, you're basically taking that same paddle step that we would normally use, and you're using the foot this is your standing leg. Yeah, we're doing a right turn. The right foot is the standing leg. You're pushing off with the left. So when you put it down, push off immediately to continue around the turn. What you're doing is you're coming down and this leg is behind as opposed to in front. So you're having a hard time getting around the rest of the turn.